Virgo, something about you has a grip on someone. And what I'm picking up on as I tune into this energy, it's not surface level attraction. It's deeper, weirder, more consuming than they expected it to be. And they don't fully understand it themselves, which is why it feels guilty to them, why it feels forbidden even when nothing's technically forbidding it. Let me read what's actually happening here. Because this isn't just someone who thinks you're cute. This is someone who's experiencing you as something they can't categorize, can't file away neatly, can't dismiss or forget or treat casually. You're a guilty pleasure to them. What that means energetically is they know they shouldn't want you as much as they do. Or at least part of them thinks they shouldn't. Maybe you're not their usual type. Maybe wanting you complicates their life. Maybe they've got reasons they've told themselves why pursuing this would be a bad idea. Maybe they're trying to be logical about someone who makes them feel anything but logical. And yet, the wanting doesn't stop. What the reading is showing me is they think about you when they shouldn't be thinking about you, when they're supposed to be focused on other things, when they're with other people, when they're trying to sleep, when they're trying to be productive. You just appear in their mind uninvited, and instead of being annoyed by the interruption, they kind of enjoy it, which makes them feel guilty for enjoying it. The magnet energy. This is where it gets interesting. What I'm sensing is they feel pulled toward you in ways they can't explain through logic. Like their body wants to be near you even when their mind says it's not smart. They find reasons to be in your space, to text you, to look at your pictures, to bring you up in conversation, to think about you when they could be thinking about anything else. And it's not just mental. The reading is showing me this is physical too. Their body responds to your proximity in ways they notice. Heart rate changing, breathing shifting, awareness heightening, like their entire system goes on alert when you're around. Not anxious alert, alive alert, present alert. Like every cell is paying attention to you. What's coming through about the magnetic pull is it works even at a distance. They feel it when you're not there, miss you in a way that surprises them, feel your absence as a presence somehow. Like you've created a shape in their life, and when you're not filling that shape, they notice. They feel the gap and they want to close it. Now, the portal language that came through, this is going to sound strange, but stay with me. What the energy is revealing is you represent an access point to something for them, to a version of themselves they only are around you, to feelings they only feel with you, to possibilities they only see when you're present. You're a portal to a different state of being for them. Around you, they might be more themselves than they are anywhere else. Or maybe they're a version of themselves they forgot existed, lighter, funnier, more open, more creative, more alive, less defended. Like you unlock something in them that stays locked around everyone else. What I'm picking up on is this portal feeling makes you addictive to them. Because once they've experienced who they are with you, being without you feels like being locked out of that version of themselves, and they miss it. They crave access back to that state, which means they crave access back to you because you're the key that opens that door. The reading is showing me they might not consciously understand this. They just know being around you feels different, better, bigger, more real somehow. Like everything's in higher definition when you're present. Colors brighter, moments more meaningful, time moving differently. And when you leave, it's like someone turned the brightness down on their whole life. Now home, this is the heaviest part of what's coming through. And the most significant, because home isn't just a place, home is a feeling. Home is safety, recognition, belonging, being known, being accepted, being able to exhale. What the energy is revealing is you feel like home to this person, not in a boring domestic way, in a soul way. Like they've been traveling through their life and then they met you, and suddenly they're somewhere familiar, somewhere they recognize even though they've never been there before, somewhere that makes sense in a way nothing else quite does. The reading is showing me they feel safe with you, safe to be real, safe to be flawed, safe to not perform, safe to show you the parts of themselves they usually hide. And that safety is rare for them. They don't find it often. Maybe they've never found it quite like this, which is why you're not just another person to them. You're the person who makes them feel at home in their own skin. What's coming through is this home feeling creates deep attachment. Once someone experiences you as home, leaving you feels like exile, like being cast out into the cold. They might try to pull away from you logically, might tell themselves they need distance or space or to focus on other things, but the pull back to home is stronger than their logical arguments. Home calls, and they answer. Let me read what this combination creates. Guilty pleasure plus magnet plus portal plus home. What you've got is someone who's borderline obsessed with you, not in a scary way, in a can't stop thinking about you way, in a you've gotten under my skin way, in a no one else hits quite like you do way. The energy around this person suggests they compare others to you, even if they don't mean to, even if they're trying to move on or focus elsewhere. Everyone else is measured against the feeling you create, and everyone else comes up short. Not because those people are lacking, but because they're not you, and the frequency you vibrate at is the one this person's system wants. What I'm picking up on about their behavior toward you, they probably show this in ways that confuse you sometimes. Hot and cold, maybe. Really close, then pulling back. Really intense, then trying to play it cool. Because they're fighting the pull, fighting the guilt, fighting the fact that they want you more than they think they should. So they oscillate, come close, retreat, come close again. Like they're testing the magnet repeatedly to see if it's still working. It always is. The reading is revealing something about power dynamics here. You being their guilty pleasure, their magnet, their portal, their home. That gives you significant power, whether you're using it or not, whether you even know you have it or not. You affect them more than they affect you, possibly. You're in their head more than they're in yours, maybe. They need you more than you need them, potentially. What's coming through is to be conscious of this power, not to abuse it, not to play games with it, but to recognize that someone experiencing you this intensely is someone who could get hurt or who could become entitled or possessive or desperate. Strong feelings create strong reactions, and you being all these things to someone means you have impact. Use that awareness wisely. What the energy wants you to know is you're not imagining their intensity. If you've sensed they feel something strong, you're probably right. If you've noticed them looking at you a certain way or acting differently around you or seeming affected by you, that's real. You are having the effect you think you're having, maybe more. The energy doesn't lie even when people's words do. Something else the reading is showing me, this dynamic might be unbalanced right now. Them feeling all of this while you might be feeling something different or less intense. That's okay. That's not wrong. You're not obligated to match someone's feelings just because they're strong. You're allowed to be someone's guilty pleasure, magnet, portal, and home without making them yours. You're allowed to receive their intensity without reciprocating it. But if you do feel something back, if there's mutual pull here, if you're their home and they're becoming yours, what's coming through is this could be really significant. Because connections where both people feel at home with each other are rare, where both people are magnetically drawn, where both people unlock something in each other. That's not common, that's special. And if it's mutual, it's worth exploring. The reading is also showing me some warnings. Someone who feels this intensely about you might struggle with boundaries, might want more access than you're comfortable giving, might get jealous easily, might have trouble respecting your space or your other relationships, might make their whole emotional state dependent on you, which isn't healthy for either of you. So if you notice controlling behaviors or possessiveness or inability to function without you, that needs addressing. Intensity is beautiful, codependency is not. What I'm picking up on about where this goes, that depends entirely on what you want. You're the home, you're the magnet, which means you kind of set the terms here. If you want them close, they'll come close. If you want distance, they'll struggle, but they'll try to respect it. If you want to explore this, they're probably willing. If you want to keep it where it is, you can likely maintain that. Your energy is leading this dance whether you intended to or not. The reading wants me to tell you to trust your gut about this person. Their intensity toward you doesn't mean they're good for you. Doesn't mean you should pursue this. Doesn't mean their feelings are healthy or that you're responsible for managing them. You can be someone's everything and still choose to be nothing to them, if that's what your wisdom tells you. Being wanted intensely is information. What you do with that information is up to you. As this reading closes, what's being shown is you've created something in someone, a craving, a recognition, a coming home. You're not just another person in their life. You're a category unto yourself. You're the guilty pleasure they can't quit, the magnet they can't resist, the portal to themselves they didn't know they needed, the home they've been searching for. That's a lot to be to someone. Handle it with care, theirs and yours.